laughing or get busy dying.
Shank, welcome to Shank Redemption Podcast. This is our very first podcast. Going to be coming to you every week from the Underground Laugh Lounge, and we're going to be interviewing comics every week, talking about life, conspiracy theories, just everything under the sun, asking about their lives. And we're super fortunate this week to our very first one. We got Justin Pedick out of Detroit and Jacoby from Mars. So welcome, guys. Thanks so much for doing the podcast.
Thanks for having me. It's good times.
Yeah. So, all right, here we go. First week at the Underground Laugh Lounge for both of you. Thoughts?
You go first, sir.
I had a great time. This has been a blast. The crowd's been great. The room's awesome. Everything, the setup you guys have here with the restaurants and everything like that. Like, this weekend's been kick-ass. I've loved it. And these crowds, especially last night was fire.
Right.
Yeah. No, this has been a great weekend.
Did you get to record last night?
Yeah. And thanks to your amazing team, we all fucking pulled together. Boo let me use her battery pack so I could keep my phone charged.
Yeah.
Because I was filming it in 4K. I'm so bad with names. The guy, Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin sent someone to his house to get his camera so that way it could be recorded for me. And the only reason why that all happened is because Brittany wanted to record mine, but she's like, you have a 30-minute set in front of a 45-minute set. I think we should be all right. I'm just worried about it overheating. She's like, I'll do it. And the second she told me that, I'm like, I'm not jeopardizing your Netflix special. So I'm like, we'll just use my phone. But yeah, I mean, Kevin came together and pulled through, and I got that. And that was probably arguably one of my best sets of the year.
Yeah, dude, that's show tape, man. That's like you send that shit out, dude.
Yeah.
Friday night was cool. That first show was cool on Friday. The second show was a little, but it was still fire.
Yeah.
3 and 4 last night, dude. Oof.
Okay, so
you could do no wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Well, between 3 and 4, like, I mean, which one would you say was big? They were both great. So anybody that's watching this that was there, we fucking love you. But between the two, like, I could not tell.
It was
because they were both hyped up so much.
Yeah.
I
thought 4 was better.
Yeah.
Four seemed better because it was the end. And the first one was kind of, the intensity. You're so excited to be here, and then like that. It felt like 3 was I'm gonna go up. 3 was the nut, and 4 was the hug at the end. You know what I mean? Like that's how it came out to me. Like it was like fuck yes, that's exactly how I can describe 3 and 4. It was great. Thanks for being a part of it. And both of you.
Say, Justin, in your wildest dreams, did you ever wonder one day I'm going to be a cum shot prop?
No. I mean, if that's how you see it, I see 4 as the cum shot. So think of it as we're having a threesome, and you come first, but I come right after you.
But we all, hey, look.
Yeah.
We didn't do it at the same time, but we high-fived at the end.
That's awesome. I just have one question. What's sex like?
Yeah, that's a really, feel my hand.
A lot of hair. Looks like a waves of grain kind of.
Yeah. It's sad that my palm has gray hair.
Shit. Okay, well I had questions, but fuck that.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's awesome. You guys did fucking great. And there were so many cool things going on, but there's one thing that I noticed. I want your guys' opinion on this, because now I just met Justin about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Great fucking dude. And if you want to hire out for shows and shit like that, this guy's funny as shit. Do the time, headline, feature, whatever.
Highly recommend. I've seen him naked. Highly recommend.
No, I've seen you naked. You haven't seen me naked yet.
No, you walked out of the shower. You just didn't know he was looking.
Yeah. Reflections in the TV, sir.
I was gonna say your phone. You were like,
Jacoby's looking at him in the shower going, fuck me.
You think I didn't see you naked, but you also didn't see me masturbate.
You do it like this. Long story.
Yeah,
Anyway.
short strokes.
long story, short strokes.
Okay, but here's the thing. Like, I grew up blisteringly poor. You did too. Did you, were you
I
guys
was,
okay?
I was solidly bored.
Solid core. Okay, so we had similar background. And one thing I've noticed about, because Joby and I have been friends for over 20 years, lived together in like 4 houses or something like that.
Yeah, there's 4.
And, but one of the things I noticed about your fan base is every face that I'm looking out at, for the most part, dude, is they're like these shitheads that I grew up with. People that I love, you know, welders, bikers, you know, factory workers. I grew up working in factories and shit.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I don't want to say that because this isn't an insult, because these are my fucking people. But it's like the people that get forgotten about, that don't have a voice almost, you know. And when you stepped out into the scene doing your TikToks, and from the way I felt about it is they looked at you and said, "That's us." I mean, am I off, or you're thinking?
You are 100% right on. The whole Jacoby's Alliance part, that's the fan base. And the funny thing is, they actually, they named themselves. I didn't make that. I didn't start that. I was started to do TikToks. I was on the road doing comedy. Sean, I'm thinking of time bomb because he's texting me right now. He's blowing me up. He's like, "How'd everything go?" He's like, "Talk to me."
Tell him to eat some beans and go fart on his wife.
Yeah, and he's also John sends his love.
Oh, back at it, dude.
I was just texting him. That's why that name came out of my face. He was like, "Tell Sean I said hi." He wants the video chat when this is over.
Righteous.
Anyway,
Yeah.
doing comedy all those years. I was on the road with Chris Harvey at the time. He was in Austin, Texas when COVID. Like, yeah, Chris is a great kid. Also, I want to highly. You know Chris Harvey?
I've never met him, but I've seen his stuff.
Oh, he's awesome. Highly recommend Chris Harvey. I will totally put you in contact with him.
Yeah.
Headliner, kid will pack the house and bring it, and he's awesome.
Would you say we're like? I've heard that from multiple people.
Yep.
Yeah.
You two couldn't do the same show. If you did, everybody be like, what the hell? The only difference between you and Chris is 350 pounds. Like, Chris is a very giant
Thank
man.
God.
So
If it was me, I'd be like, motherfucker.
No, I'm saying that. I'm
No,
saying,
dude,
if
he's the
Chris
after
was sitting-
picture.
I'm the
you
way
could
Patrick is.
picture it, it would be like before and after.
Exactly.
He's a giant of a human being. He's a very big man.
But yeah, no, you're
Mostly,
fucking
but
right.
he's- yeah.
You guys, seriously.
I'm gonna pull a picture up here in a
As a
little bit.
book-
I know he's a
Never
big
put
bald
you
guy
guys-
with a big red beard.
Yeah.
I know he's a big dude
And
too.
gauges. It's the hair. That's it. Yeah. Do you have fake teeth? You take teeth out?
No.
He can.
Yeah.
He's a way bigger.
If I had fake teeth, you think I'd go with these?
Oh, yeah. Facts.
What were we talking about? You were
No
talking-
clue.
Okay, down in Texas. with
Oh, yeah,
Chris.
COVID. So, like,
COVID.
we were talking about TikToks and how this whole Jacoby's
Right,
life thing
right.
started. So, like, when COVID hit, ran home, I turned on my phone and I started making little TikToks and I started doing stuff because I was trying to make money and I was locked in the house and I couldn't go nowhere. And I thought, well, since I'm sitting here, I might as well make some TikToks and make some money. And they said that you get paid on views, so let's try this. And as soon as I started it, every comedian that I used to work with, besides you, said, "You're an idiot." They said, "TikTok's for children. What are you doing?" Isaac Daniels, old manager. "What are you on TikTok for? My kid's on TikTok. You're silly." Fast forward 2 years, 3 years. The same people who told me I was crazy. "Hey man, will you make a TikTok with me? Hey man, will you duet my video? Hey man, how do you get on there?" It's not like I'm a genius and I figured it out, but I saw something that no one else saw. We were all locked in our house in COVID. We all had one of those, big old TV on the wall, and we all had one of these. That said one thing, this said another. I couldn't control that, but I could control what you saw here. And I thought, you know what, instead of being on a big screen and paying money and going out there and trying to get on TV, why get on TV? Because everybody has a phone. Get on their phone. So that's what I did. I painted the internet with my face and doing TikToks and relatable content and basically telling a story without using words. And people started following.
Yeah.
And then it became the Alliance. And here we are now. The funny thing is, when I first started doing TikToks, I was homeless in a warehouse on 465 in Emerson. And I used a barrel, a 55-gallon barrel, to burn trash in, Sean, you know this, to stay warm at night. I now have a house on the other side of that highway overlooking that warehouse. My bedroom window faces that warehouse, and I have all this land and all this property and this beautiful life. It's
awesome.
weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And all of this, everything I have, is due to the Alliance. Everybody is,
And
it's weird. I went from having no one to having everything, and I still don't understand it.
It's crazy. The thing is, every one of them I met during this whole weekend, right? Because this is the first time you and I really had a chance to do shows together for a while.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I was very fortunate to just do, Justin wrote me into a show down in Leesburg, Indiana, right? We did together.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. And it was a bunch of country folk, and I grew up with country people. But these, and I even said it when I went on stage, it looked like a United Colors of Peloton or whatever ad got knocked open into the room. Only everybody had North Face jackets. They were nice people.
Yeah.
But it was just like very high, and I did not feel comfortable. But every person in here this weekend, like when we guys were outside and I walked up there, it's like you open it, dude, it's almost like you created an ICP feeling with the Juggalos, because it was just all well, you know what I mean? Like such a welcoming crew.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with these folks. It's just like I walked in, I'm like, I'm home. You know, I felt like I was back at Chrysler, you know, with all the idiots there, Brad and all those guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's just nuts.
I miss them guys. I wish I could talk to a lot of those guys.
I still love your tape joke about his brother. Oh my
God, I totally forgot about that. I should have put that in the special. That's one of my favorite
It
jokes.
is hilarious.
You didn't even hear. So listen,
This is a great story.
I have to tell this story. I totally forgot about this. I haven't talked this. You're gonna get something I should have put in the special. So, Sean and I used to work at this weld shop. It's called Kleiser Manufacturing. There's I don't know, 30, 40 guys in a weld shop. 10 guys in the machine department, 20 guys in the welding department, a few assemblers. It was like a small little shop, right?
How was that again?
The owner, there was the owner and then his son who ran the place. And then the owner's brother was very special. Okay, he was a great big man, Ronnie. You remember Ronnie?
Yeah.
Ronnie was a legend in this shop, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he was born into this money, but he had nothing else to do with his time. He couldn't, like, he was 100% special needs. The sweetest man you've ever met in your life, but his tasks at the job were very simple, and he got to get away with murder because he was Ronnie. Right? Now, I'm telling you, there was times where Ronnie would shit his pants while we were at work, and he ran into the president's office and washed him in the sink. You remember this? And the president came in, and he goes, "Why is there shitty underwear in my sink?" And he come out with a stick, remember that? And then shitty underwear, and he goes, "Ronnie, did you shit my pants?" This is the stuff that we would work with every day. You can't make this stuff up, bro.
It was almost every day.
Yeah.
Every day stuff would happen. People, like...
This was Ronnie.
Right.
He was such a fucking character.
Dude, I was working...
He's not here anymore. He passed away. Bless his
Oh,
heart.
no, I didn't.
Bro, yeah, he was old.
Yeah,
he
he
passed
was
away
old.
like 10 years ago.
Dude, okay, so real quick, I'm going to interrupt you because I got almost killed because of Ronnie. We were
Oh, yeah, he almost killed a lot of people.
We were outside, we had this I-beam, the forklift was lifting it up and it had a chain around it, but it was only in the middle, suspended, and we were walking it, you know, it had two people on each end. And Ronnie was spotting for us, and Ronnie wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention what I was supposed to, and the end was coming towards me, and Ronnie should have said, "Hey, the end's coming towards you," but he didn't. And at the last minute, the other guy was spotting or working with it. The other end goes, "Shank!" And I turned, and this I-beam hit me in the face. And luckily, I was on, like, at the top of a hill, and it hit me, and I just ass over feet, dink, you know, Ronnie! So anyway, tell your story, man.
So, Ronnie, legend. Remember that he had this special condition. He was, let me describe this human being. He was like 6'6".
Yeah, he was big.
Giant human. Very big. He was built like a giant bowling pin. That's how I want to describe it. Oswald Cobblepot at 6'7". That was Ronnie. Right?
Yeah.
Ronnie, he had this condition, that if he leaned over and his head went 90 degrees, he'd pass out. There it is, right? So it couldn't pick anything up. If he did, he would be like, oh, and he'd fucking done, and this big human would go, pow. So he had that big stick on his belt that had a magnet on the end of it. So if he ever dropped anything, he would just pull it out and go and pick it up, and he never had to bend over. He's sitting on the back dock one day. The back dock has where semis pull up. It's like a pit, you know what I mean? So that when the semis back into it, the trailer is even with the full.
Yep.
He's standing on that dock. You know, it's like a 6 foot, 7 foot drop. He's doing something, and he pulls his tape measure out, right? And the funny thing is he had the Stanley Fat Max tape measure, because everybody in the shop, all the fabricators, myself, Sean, anybody, we all used the same tape measure so that we were all together, you know what I mean? There was no reason for Ronnie to have a tape measure, but he bought one like everybody else because he wanted to be part of us, right? And when he's walking around, he's showing everybody, and you know, everybody's like, all right, that's for you, Ronnie, you got a good one, you know? He's on the back dock one day, he's doing something measuring, and he drops his tape measure into the pit. For Ronnie to walk out the door, down the ramp, turn around, walk into the pit, get the tape measure, and come back, that would have been an 8-hour day. 100%. So when that thing hits the ground, there's like 7 or 8 of us. We just stopped and went, I'm here for this. I want to see what Johnny's going to do. And Ronnie pulls out that stick with that magnet, right? Extends it all the way out, sticks it down in that pit, all the way. And what's he connect to? The very end of the tape measure, the metal part, right? And when he pulls it up, the tape measure box stays there, but the blade comes up, like the measuring part.
It was a Fat Max.
The
so
Fat Max. It's very heavy, right? So as he's pulling it up, it's still down there. So he starts pulling it up, and the cane comes up, and he grabs that, and he puts the cane down, and he's going like this, and he's pulling this thing like a fucking hose all the way, and the tape measure's there. In the meantime, he's wrapping himself up like a damn mummy in this fucking tape measure, right? And it's a fucking 35-foot tape measure. It's a lot of tape. And we're all just sitting there like, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen. He gets this thing, and all of a sudden he gets to the very end, and he pulls it up, and he grabs the case, the Fat Max case, and when he grabs it, he lets go of the blade. And dude, he turned into the Tasmanian devil. This thing went, and he's fucking like all over the place, and that tape measure went and slapped in, it fell out of his hand, and went right down to the bottom of the
Cuts and shit all over.
and it was great, and we're just like, there's no way that fucking happened. And here's the coup de grace of the story. It hits the ground, and he goes like this, and he looks all over his face, and he looks down at it, and he grabs his stick with his magnet, and he pulls it out and sticks it down in the pit, and I'm like, Ronnie, God damn it! Got his tape measures here, and son of a bitch, put it on your pocket. I go look at him, bro. He's got these little cuts all over his face and his neck, and that tape measure just whooped his ass. This is one of the funniest fucking things I have witnessed. Every time I see a Stanley Fat Max tape measure, I'm just like,
Fucking great.
God, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that brings me to this. I mean, everybody here at the table's a comic. And it's, in comedy, there's like a 90-10 rule, or 10-90. 90% truth, 10% bullshit, or 10% truth, 90% bullshit, right? But there are those rare occasions where everything is just so fucking true across the board, right? That you just retell the story, and you don't have to add anything except for your ability to tell it.
Yeah.
And do you have stories like that in your sets?
I do. Yeah. I actually have quite a few stories. And it's the stuff you wouldn't think, like last night, the family advice joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom saying, you know, we don't want you to smoke cigarettes, but if you're gonna smoke cigarettes, smoke Newports. That's true. My grandma actually told me cut your nails because when you finger women, you're gonna give them a UTI. Like my dad Like the biggest lie was like when my dad's like, you treat a princess like a whore and a whore like a princess. I wasn't actually 4, I was like 10. But still. And at 10 years old, I'm like, yeah, but you treat mom like a princess. Like, don't worry about that. Like, and then that whole roasted bit, like with my ex and her kid, he brought out the worst in me every single day. It's one of the reasons why we broke up. And I actually did look at it and be like, dude, your mom sucked my dick before breakfast and kissed you, and she fucking tore me, you asshole. Because he did. That whole morning at breakfast, man, he was poking every fucking nerve I got. I have this weird thing where if you like mimic me as a kid, if like I'm just like, stop that, I'm like, stop that, I immediately see red and I want to kick you in the side of your head. Like immediately. My brothers growing up, if they did that, they were getting fucking thrown down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Like that's just it's
I'm still stuck on it. Your mom sucked my dick. Breakfast.
Yeah, no,
They went to school. Why are you crying, Johnny? Mom sucked Jess's dick and kissed me.
So
class, mom's taking dick. 18's my mom's boyfriend's dick.
What? Come here.
Alright, so I just figured out something. I might have to put ratings on all these podcasts.
Parameters.
No parameters. It's just next week I'm gonna have Dave Dugan and he's squeaky fucking clean. It's gonna be.
Sorry, Dave.
Yes. Hell,
This steak's just gonna smell a little funny.
Why are there herpes everywhere?
Yeah, it's okay. If you get all of them, they cancel each other out.
It's 2 negatives make a positive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Common for sibilates, all of them. Take it all.
Alright, so I'm gonna share a story with you that I told you last night, and you got. This is what I love about humanity: the through lines that connect us. And it's important that you guys understand, like with comics, that these stories are what drove us growing up, hearing jokes and stories and making people laugh, and just bringing the truth and the shit that we see, even in the darkest of times, because I think that's what humor is about. It's like taking the dark and turning it into light for everybody, right? Yeah. For us too. And I'm gonna share my moment, and I want you to share yours if you're comfortable with it, about my dad's ashes. You okay with that? Okay, so I've lost both my parents. All right, my dad died, and then my mom died a year after. It was a rough 2 years. I lost my best friend, my wife's best friend, favorite uncle. I mean, it was crazy 2 years. And when my dad died, we were poor as shit, and we didn't have money to get him a proper funeral. So cremated him, and they gave them to us, and we couldn't afford the urn because they had this wall of urns, and they started at like $600 for just like the cheap shitty made out of balsa wood shit, right? So we just had him cremated, and they gave them to us in a donut box, like the kind that you get punchkis in, you know? Yeah. And so we take it home, and we get these little, because my dad was a musician in a group called Axis. They actually performed with like Styx and shit back in the day, like they were really good. And he always loved music, so we got these little guitar charms that you could put some ashes in. I've got mine hanging on my bed, right? Yeah. You know, above where I sleep, so I sleep with my dad every night. Anyway.
It's gonna skip right past that part.
So
I will pump the brakes on that sentence.
So we're all sitting around the table, all right? My mom is at the end with my sister Michelle, and like my niece, my nephews, like all the people that were very important. My dad were in the room, and we're all going to do the ashes thing. So we're sitting there, we have our little charm, we have these little 1970s Coke spoons, all right? And we're waiting for Michelle to open the donut box. So she opens it, and there's like, and literally this is how you get them like this when they're cremated. There's like a plastic zip bag that if you go to like a butcher shop, it's the kind that you get the meat in, basically. So my sister takes off the twist tie and doesn't open it slowly. She just goes like this. And when she did, Dad's ashes went and she sat up like this, and she started shaking, and she looked like Scarface, like just white with ashes. And she starts going like this, and she goes, "Dad's inside of me." And my mom turns and looks at her, and she goes, "I remember that feeling." And like everybody's laughing, but we're like, "Mom!" her grandkids are there, and the youngest Jackson goes, "Grandma!" And I'm just, so I'm telling you, because I have a whole because I had cancer, and Mom had cancer, like a whole bunch of our family got hit by it, you know, a lot of us have been struck by it. And I have a whole cancer section of my thing, so I'm telling, because we're talking, he hasn't seen me perform in a while, so I was telling him about that story. And then you come up with this.
Yeah, so you're telling me the story yesterday, and we started talking. Sean knew my mother. My mother passed away in 2008. She died on Mother's Day, which is what rocked all of us. And she called you son. Or
His mom.
His mom.
Yeah.
My mom she was a trip.
Dude, you gotta let me tell the cornfield story.
Absolutely, you can tell that one. But my mother has lots of stories. So when my mother passed away, she wanted to be cremated, and we honored that. And if you don't know this, when you cremate somebody, if you don't put them in an urn, they'll give you a fucking box, and they put it inside of a bag, like a Kroger bag, and they seal up the box and they hand it to you like you just ordered something from Amazon. It's how you get that. And when you get that, you're like, that's my mom in there in a box. This is okay. All right, we're doing this. You know, but if you get an urn, it's like $2,000, $3,000, and when an urn is, they seal it so that you can't get the ashes out ever. So you have to like physically cut it open or drill it or something, and you have to destroy the urn to get the ashes out. Because, and I didn't know this, spreading human ashes is illegal.
Yeah, all you lawbreakers.
Lawbreakers. Even if you didn't know that, it doesn't matter where. If you get caught doing it, it is a very big fine. It's like a federal law, not like a state law. It's a federal law. Be that as it may, my mother told me, spread my ashes over my grandma Pimbleton's grave and my grandpa Pimbleton's grave, her parents. Say less. So it comes, we get the ashes. We do the funeral and all this other stuff, and I bought a fake urn for the funeral and put her picture next to it, and everybody's walking up talking to it, and I'm like, you know, she's not dead, man. She's in the box in the closet. It's like I'm just saying, it's so hard to keep it together during it, because I know she's up there like, this is fucking amazing. You know, my mom would be loving this shit. So it goes time to spread my mom's ashes, right? And I go out, and there's Grandma Pimbleton's grave, there's Papa Pimbleton's grave. I don't have gloves. I'm not prepared to spread ashes, you know what I mean? And it's a giant bag, bro. It's like a Ziploc bag halfway full of like 5 pounds of ashes. It's locked, you know? So I was like, okay, I'll just do half and half. You know what I mean? Like, that's the logical thing to do. So I'm spreading the ashes. All 3 of my kids are in the minivan, and my stepdad, my mom's Kenny, you know what I mean? He was driving, the kids are in the van. They said, you want to help? I said, no, I'll do this myself. I didn't want to traumatize my kids, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't want my stepdad holding my mom's ashes. I was trying to be the hero in this moment. Funny thing about heroes. I'm spreading the ashes. I do it on one grave. I do it on the other grave. And it's everywhere. So like, I try to rub it into the earth. And I just ended up getting it all over me as I'm trying to do it. So I step back and I look. And there's 2 big white squares in the graveyard. And I'm like, well, this is evidence. You know, like, I'm trying, like, what do I fucking do in this moment? And the kids are in the van. My stepdad's looking at me. I'm looking at the sky, and I literally, my knees hit the ground. And I put my hands out like this, and I went, Mom, I don't know what to do. Tell me how to fix this. And this fucking breeze comes out of nowhere and goes. You know, you ever seen the people in the Olympics when they put their hand in the chalk and it's like, it goes, and I mean, I am fucking covered in my mother. It's in my nose, it's in my eye. It goes up so fucking quick, and I turn around and look, and there's my children and my stepdad like. I just walked over. I was like a fucking chalk, like the dust from a chalkboard. I walked over to the van. I sat down in the van and I went, take me to the gas station across the street right now. Everybody's like, You know, they're not touching me. They don't want to come anywhere near me. I go to the gas station, I walk in the bathroom, and I'm like cleaning myself off, and I'm like flushing it down into the sink, and it dawns on me that I am spreading my mother's ashes in the gas station sink down the street. And I can hear her laughing the whole fucking time in my head. And I'm like, wow, dreams do come true, you know? Like, and that's how I said goodbye to my mom.
Oh, fuck. All right, so let's switch gears here for a moment, because Justin, I want to talk to you about this, dude. You hail from north of Detroit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Detroit, like for those that don't know, has like a massive comedy scene right now. Like the comics coming out of Detroit, your Dave Landau, Kevin Downey Jr., even though he's over in New York now, you know, Bob Phillips, Sal D'Amelio, you know, Justin Pedick, Ree Ledbetter. I mean, just
All good names.
Massive talent coming out of town. What I mean, I know Ridley's is there, and but can you tell me what the fuck is? I know it's a big town, but like the concentration there of just like unmitigated comedy greatness is just insane.
Yeah.
And like you can't even see that in Indy, and I respect a ton of people from Indy, but it's like something's in the water in Detroit, not Flint, right? They're still cleaning up.
God, coffee. That almost just made it.
Oh no, that's Flint water. Had that shipped in.
That almost just made me fart when you said that.
Fuck.
That brunch was good, but fuck.
It's the accent and the gas. Not like a good Sheboygan fish party, you know?
Oh, I just creamed your chair there. Shout out to Jim's Smoking Cafe for giving us intestinal issues.
Yeah.
God, what good food.
If you like food, go somewhere else. No. It was great. It had a beautiful buffet. And the ribs, and I actually have Jim's sauce in his car.
Oh, you got chili sauce?
I did. You
And he got his barbecue too.
Oh, I got his business card as well, yeah.
Nice. Now, so anyway, please tell us how the fuck, what is going on over there? I have mad respect for Ridley's, but Jesus, dude.
Oh, Ridley's is a big part of it. Ridley's is pushing out probably. I mean, it seems like every time I see Ridley's, they're pushing out a new 101 class and the advanced comedy class. Like I feel like there's one like every 2 weeks. There's new comics coming in like crazy. I'd say in Michigan alone, we probably have about 3,000 people who call themselves comedians, but then we still have probably like 300-400 that are actually working comedians.
Right.
And there's like 6 different scenes. You got Detroit, Hamtramck, Ann Arbor, Lansing, Grand Rapids. If you want to count Windsor, because it's right there, you know, that's South Detroit.
Yeah.
Like, we have all those, and each scene, they got their own style, they got their own power headers. Like, it's just nuts. And there's shows everywhere, there's open mics everywhere. Like, I'm in a group checks, I run some shows in Michigan myself, and we're all talking about how, like, ticket sales are actually starting to struggle because there's so many fucking shows. And everybody wants shows. I mean, I don't even like running shows. I hate it personally. Like, I didn't get into comedy to run shows. I got into comedy to do comedy. And I had people hit me up probably once or twice a month wanting to do a show. So I just give them an astronomical price, and either they bite it or they don't. Because if I'm doing a show, it's going to be worth it for me.
So you tell them the number, and they say yes, and you're like, really?
Kind of.
Sure.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, I guess I'll put my pants on.
Fuck. Well, that's so you say with the different names and stuff, like Bill Bouchard is out there too. Isn't he the one that does the Comedy 101 stuff?
Yeah.
And he's mad talented. Mike Green's another. Jesus Christ, Mike Green. I'll tell you a story about Mike Green.
scares the fuck out of me. Oh,
dude, like his comedy or just as an individual?
As an individual. Like, I was at his club last weekend. I was at One Night Stands, and every time he comes near me, I'm just like, I don't know. No one in this scene, like a lot of that happens to a lot of people with Bill Bouchard, and I think what it is with Mike. I sent Mike a video when I was a couple years in to get booked at one night stands.
Yep.
And he sent me the most honest response that I could have asked for. And he was just like, I like you, you know, I don't mind your style, however. He counted, I think he said I swore like 22 times in a 5-minute video. But the thing is, but the thing is, I just got booked on a big show and I booked a festival with that video. So I thought that video was good. I didn't even realize like he brought that to my attention. And it was just real eye-opening for me. And now ever since then, like every time I see him, it's like, oh my, like his manager, because after last week, I kind of got screwed out of my weekend a little bit. So Katie, his manager, was like, go ask him for another weekend. Like, you didn't get a real weekend, go ask him. And then afterwards, she's like, did you? I'm like, I looked at him, and then I walked away.
Well, okay, so the thing with Mike Green, and I get it, because if you've not, I don't know if you've ever worked with
And I
Mike.
respect the shit out of him, too. That's a big
Yeah,
part.
no, mad respect for him, dude, holy shit. So we had him when I was managing Laugh Comedy Club, and it was at Trios in South Bend, and we had Mike. I'd never met the dude before. Super nice, you know, coming in, very humble, you know, just, he's not like a huge guy, he's not a big presence as far as like physically. And he was just, kind of looks like Gordon Ramsay a little bit, I'm gonna throw that out there. Yeah. But here's the thing. I went up and it was one of those nights where you could do no wrong. Easily, in almost 30 years of stand-up, top 3 sets I ever had, ever. And just smashed the hell out of him. I didn't do it intentionally to like make it hard for him. I had like one of those nights where I could have just gone, oh, and oh, you know. And I walked off stage going, Jesus Christ, what did I just do? Because I felt like I laughed him out. Mike goes up, the fucking monster that he is, and dismantled that place. He crushed so fucking hard that I'm sitting there. It was like a clinic, and I'm just going, how the hell do I ever get there? Because he was doing shit like he just had him from the jump. And then he got, at one point, he started ranting about something, walks off stage, goes through the audience like Kevin Naughton, goes outside of the room, walks to the front of the restaurant where people are eating, comes ranting the whole time, off mic, comes back, goes to the other end of the room, continuous shot of rant, walks back up on stage and is like, duh, duh. Like people just were like,
yeah,
like that, and I'm sitting back in my table just going,
yeah, that's some legendary stuff right there.
and God willing, I'll get into this room one day, because these, you know, it's like
You're gonna need a wireless mic.
Dude, he'll go down to Jim Smoking Cafe eating ribs like, this motherfucker, blah, 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 and then come back after he's done eating. There you go. So yeah, I'm sorry, it's just like, my God, you know, what fucking talented, super talented guy.
He just dropped a new special like 2-3 days ago.
That's right, he did.
Yeah, it's his first special in like 25 years.
Yeah, check it out. I don't know the name of it. I remember he did it. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but I'm sure it's like kill you funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of specials, thank you for bringing that up, my friend.
Hey man.
Amen.
You're pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you here this week?
And it's why am I here? It's because me and you have you've given me this opportunity, and thank you for being
Blessed
part
us.
of this.
We both did.
We just wrapped on a 4-show special. This is the. It's hard to put this into words because how emotional I get when I talk about this, because it's a culmination of so many years and so much put into this. This has been the coolest thing I think I've ever done, Sean. This has been the past couple of days for this to culminate and come together, and for this special to be picked up by Netflix, and this is going to air, and this is, you know, there's moments in your life that, you know, those are the words on the tombstone, you know what I mean, and the highlights, you know, this is one of those moments, this is one of those memories, this is what you and I were talking about last night, as we call, like my father likes to say, the nursing home moments. Those moments in your life, one of these days you're gonna be staring out a fucking window somewhere, and you're gonna go back to this moment, this time, and this is one of those moments. I just wrapped this special, and I was so nervous about how it was gonna go, and it went above and beyond anything I could ever dream of, and I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to get this out there. I hate watching myself in videos. I hate hearing myself speak because I have to all the time with social media. I can't wait to see this. And yeah, we just wrapped this Netflix special. This is picked up. It's going to be on Netflix. There's an unrated version that's going to be released. There's a blooper reel that's going to be released. There's a lot of things. My agent has merchandised everything about me.
Right.
If I fart, he'll sell it.
That's a good agent.
Yeah, that's a damn good agent. But yeah, we just wrapped, and I can't express to you, sir, one, you're one of my best friends in the entire world, and you and I have been down for 20 years, and there's nothing in this world you'll ever do that you'll never ruin this friendship over it. I want to say thank you, and I want to tell you how grateful I am that you let me do this here, and the fact that all the work that you put into this club, dude, this club is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't have picked a better spot to do it. There's comedy clubs, right? And comedy clubs are good. This club was built by a comedian, and you can tell it.
No, I'll tell you what, this club was built by the Keeble family, and yeah, absolutely, and they listened. That was the thing. Like, Sheila and Carl Keeble put so much into this place, and Sheila has been a comedy fan for years. Dude, she has more comedy friends on Facebook than I do.
Wow.
And they like her more, which is fair. But when they brought me in at the beginning, they were like, we're, locked at the hip, let's get this done. They asked me, like, how do we do this? And so, yeah, the Comics Touch is, hey, this bar right here. Because I remember coming up at Crackers back in the day, and they all had
This.
stage bar,
Yeah.
right? And it's great for that stuff, but, I mean, dude, you guys blessed us with your presence. I know you keep saying, I did this, but, like, man, to bring your entourage up here, and which is your family and your friends too, and just like make this thing happen, and Justin come along for it. This is, I mean, I can't wait to see how this thing turns out. It's going to be awesome, and those crowds were insane. But
Oh, God.
you said something, and it brings a question to my mind. Words on a tombstone.
Mhm.
If you had a word on your tombstone when you die, Justin, what would it be?
I already know what mine is, but
I know what yours is, I think.
So, there's a word on my tombstone for what?
What's
On
the
your
word?
tombstone.
The
what's it
front of
gonna
your,
say?
it's the front of your tombstone is the thing that happened, right? Talking
Yeah.
about your name, your birthday, blah, blah, blah. The back side of your tombstone. Everybody always puts something back here. What is it?
Is that actually a thing?
It is. It
Oh,
is.
shit. Can you tell I don't go to a lot of funerals?
You're young. Give it
Yeah.
time.
I've been pretty lucky this far, but even, yeah. I don't know. It's just something involving this that I never gave up. I mean, it was something we talked about a year ago.
Yeah, dude.
Like, even, like, this weekend wasn't even about me at all, right? Like, this weekend was about you, this was your weekend, you were taping your special. This weekend was very, very special for me.
This weekend was 100% about you.
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was. Like, you did fucking great. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and I'm not even talking just being here and everything like this. Like, I told Sean, like, this technically was my first booking at a comedy club.
Ooh,
I
wow.
never emceed at a comedy club, nothing. We did that show together like 16, 17 months ago. And he's just like, there's a club opening, I'll hit you up. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. People tell you that shit all the time.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
And then it was funny.
he's real, though.
Yeah, and it was funny because it was like last October, he hit me up. It was just like, hey man, I got this date for you. We were originally supposed to do it, I think, December 1st and 2nd. And he's like, you guys want to do it? And the worst part was, is at that time, my show that I was running, that I had him booked on, had just canceled. Like, they pulled the plug on the show, and I had him headlining in December. One, I didn't have the balls to tell him yet, and two, I was trying to find a replacement room. So as he's like, hey, I got this for you, I was like, no, I'm so sorry, Sean. And I'm like, I'll take it, but your show's canceled. But it was my first club weekend that I was ever booked on. And it's funny because I've been at like 6 clubs since then. But no, this weekend means a lot to me. This weekend was the first glimmer of hope in this long journey I've been on.
You did great. Thank you. You did great.
And what was crazy about it is when I first met him at that club, it was a shit show night. I was up there with Mike Mergen. It's not any discredit to him or what he does with his rooms, because he does a great fucking job. But it was one of those setups that it's just like almost like a hell gig, and that's actually going to bring me to the next thing I want to talk about. How are we doing on time, by the way? How long have we been up here?
It's 12:47 right now.
12:47, so what, about an hour so far? Ish. All right. Well,
Pretty good.
A couple hours. Yeah. Most. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, we're good.
Oh, good thing. Okay, so anyway. So we had.
I'm struggling in pain over here, tell ya.
Yeah.
Self-medicating.
So we had basically there was a shotgun right ahead of us of tables of people that were listening, but then it was a horseshoe bar situation where if
Are you taking any pictures?
oh, we'll pause because
A little momento, por favor, sorry.
anyway, that's totally fine, dude, because I can cut this out in post. So anyway, my dick is amazingly small. No, it's huge. Sorry. Sometimes
Yeah, if we're taking a break,
Yeah, dude.
break, I'll make ourselves in a drink.
Yeah, go do what you gotta do. Just scooch past Mr. Jacoby.
Oh, yeah, here you go. I guess we're taking a break today.
Yeah, we can take a few.
Yeah.
Not too much.
And now, word from our sponsors.
Huh?
I said, you're so cute. I've been taking all sorts of pictures.
Yeah.
What do you need, brother?
There's a real good picture of me and my dad in there that I love.
Me?
Yeah, what do you need to drink? What do you
I
want?
was gonna grab a coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna tell you where stuff was at. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna get a coffee.
You know what? Can I heat this coffee up? Because this
Yeah.
coffee's really, really good.
Yep, there's a big old pot of, I'll get you.
Give it
I'll get
here.
Yeah.
you.
Take your drink.
Yeah.
Take your drink. Do the things.
Dude, I should totally put Mom's Ashes and Ronnie story in the next one. Those
You
are
made me
both-
fucking cry.
When? When?
Mom's ashes.
You've never heard that story?
No.
I think that's one of the first conversations we had because
It was-
Yeah.
It was a partial cry because it's a mom story, and then it was a partial cry because it's fucking
It's
hilarious.
funny. I swear to God, that's, if you knew my mother, she was like, in your face, bitch. That
I'm
would have been my
sitting
mom's
back
words.
here trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
not cackle. Oh my God.
Yeah, ask Sean. My mom was
Oh,
a
my
fucking
God.
riot, dude.
Oh, dude, when I, wait till we tell.
You think I have a mouth? My mother.
You guys just wait, I'm gonna tell the cornfield story, you're gonna shit your pants.
Yeah, when we did
my
the
God.
zombie movies. Oh, fucking, that was.
I know the zombie
funniest.
movie story.
Yeah. She
God.
doesn't though.
And my mother never liked anyone I ever dated. My mother beat the shit out of like 4 women. She's crazier. But, yeah.
All right. Where were we? What were we talking about?
Mm.
Fuck.
But then we were talking about what we put on the back of our
Back tombstone. All right, yeah, all right. So I get Jacoby.
The Choby?
The Choby. Get him wrapped
Wow, I love that name.
up. All right. You
It
ready
makes
to-
me sound like if I have a fat wiener. Okay.
All right, here we go. Back to the thing. 3, 2, 1. So, any fucking way. On back your tombstone, if you had a thing, funny or serious.
What would you put?
I don't know. I think I'm 20. I haven't done anything magnificent yet.
That is perfect. That is the perfect thing to put on the back of your tombstone.
Like, if
I'm
I
28,
die-
I haven't done anything perfect yet. Like, yeah.
I didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
All right, and yours? Like that's it. I don't know.
Well,
You
if it's
know,
only
I don't
one-
have kids. I'm not married yet. I haven't done anything. Like,
Words of wisdom. If you left the earth with one sentence or one word, what would it be?
don't stop laughing.
Tombstone words. Exactly. You know what mine are?
Well, I know what your one word would be.
What is it?
Wieners.
I mean, yeah. But I honestly, it's
Like, for
it'd
being
be-
serious, fuck, dude.
no. I have a living will. I'm not fucking with you when I'm telling you this.
Yeah.
I do have something that goes on the back of my tombstone.
Okay.
Everybody Wayne Chung tonight. I'm dead fucking serious.
Okay, no, I've got the perfect idea.
I'm not playing with you.
No, hear me out.
It's
Hear
gonna
me out.
say
Hear
back
me out. All right. let's make a pact. No matter when we die, we all get buried in the same graveyard. So yours says, everybody wing chunk tonight.
Yeah.
And I'll put on mine, everybody have fun.
100%. 100%.
He's gonna be next to me, across the nation.
Let's see if we can get the whole song with a bunch of dead us's. That would be great.
And then like one tombstone will be the instrumental, like doo-doo, doo-doo. And the guitar, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
As long as my tombstone has roller skates, I'm in.
God damn.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally here for this.
That would be the funniest shit. Like in 100 years from now, they'll be, what the fuck is this? What's a Wang Chung?
Like, in the graveyard every Sunday at 1 p.m. the disco ball drops and the lights go up and the song plays.
Oh my god. That's the greatest.
Is that a rave in a graveyard? Fuck yes, it is.
Rave in a graveyard.
It's all the dead up and
Yeah.
down.
It's party dead as fuck.
Fuck, okay.
I'm here for this.
One of the wishes my dad has when he passes away is when we lower his casket into his grave. He wants the final countdown to play.
That's great. You know what they should have the straps that are luring to, like tuned to the music, so when it gets that raise where it's
Did you see that funeral where there was this guy in Ireland that pre-recorded himself in a box?
Yeah.
As they were lowering him down, that they played it. And he was like, hey, I'm not done yet. This has all been a show. Let me out now. That was so fucking great. This is just a show. Let me out now. I'm not playing.
Dude, I tell you
And the more
what.
they put dirt on him, the more muffled it got. It was fucking great. You listen to it? Dude,
I saw the first half of it, but
fucking great.
that's fucking funny. But you know what the thing is? It's one of the things I love about stand-up and the fact of what we do is the world is such a dark place at times.
Yeah.
And people go through these things. And I think if we don't have a sense of humor about it, right? Like, we'll never, I mean, you don't survive this thing. You know, and it's just like I was telling you the story about my mom last night about when the buzzard landed on the thing. You know, it's like it was this horrible moment. We're all sad. I probably have told you the story. So my mom was in hospice. She's in a bed. You know, we think she's comatose, and it was like 3 days before she passed. And there's like 35 of us in this room like this size almost in her house around this table. Mom's here. I'm in the middle of the table here. The deck is out here and it has a big railing on it. We're just sitting there, it's quiet, everybody's sad, nobody's really talking. And then all of a sudden we hear like this flapping of great wings like a dragon in a movie, just whoosh, whoosh. And we look over and on the railing, a buzzard landed. Fucking buzzard. And if you see these things, they are massive.
Yeah.
And it literally like leans down and it cranes its neck and is looking at my mom. This happened.
Fucking terrifying.
They are terrifying. They are. And it's looking in at my mom and everybody's just like, what the fuck, right? And I'm looking at it for a second. I lean back in my chair like this and I go, she's not quite dead yet. Now, here's the thing. My mom is a huge Monty Python fan. Huge. And we thought she was fucking comatose. I said that. She turns her head ever so weakly and goes, I don't want to go on the cart. I feel happy. And then just, the place went nuts. And we're like, Mom. And she did. She came back for a minute then.
Just
And it
that
was
one little moment.
one little moment. But it was like humor brought that out. But then after that, everybody in the room was talking, laughing, sharing stories. You know, it was just this beautiful moment. And it's like, you see that shit and you realize like humor is massive. And I want to tell you guys a quick story, and I want to see if you guys have stories like this. I was headlining the old Laugh Club when they moved it into the Chili's restaurant, or old Chi-Chi's restaurant in Granger. And nobody was in the room except for 10 people. all right, and they were stage left at a long table, and there was this one beautiful blonde girl sitting in the middle, and she's about 30, you know, and I go up there, and you know when somebody laughs at something, you know when they over laugh, it's like, that's kind of weird, like they're laughing a little bit too hard. Like, I know I'm funny as shit, but dude, like, come on.
There's a genuine laugh, and then there's I want to suck your wiener laugh.
Yeah, but it was the whole table. And I mean, yeah, they could all suck my wiener. But like, I do my set, get off the stage, and I told my cancer story too, and they like went, whoa, you know, about my stuff. So I go off stage, and I was like, you guys seem like you had a really good time tonight. That young blonde girl comes up to me. She goes, well, here's the thing. I had terminal, I can't remember what the hell it was called that she had, but it was this really rare disease. And she goes, the doctors, when I was a little girl, kept saying, you'll never make 30. You'll never make 30. I heard that over and over and over again. My family surrounded me and said, you're going to fucking make 30. Fuck these assholes. And they went everywhere, got specialists, holistic medicine, everything. Her 30th birthday was that night, and they decided to go to a comedy club because they figured laughter was the best way to celebrate life. And of all the clubs in all the world that they could have fucking picked, I got that night. And I fuck, dude, I'm trying not to cry now. I just fucking wept, and we were hugging. I was like, you guys could have gone anywhere. Like, there's fucking Chili's up the street. Like, you could have done anything, but you came and you blessed me with that, and it was just like everybody was crying and snot bubbling. It was just this beautiful moment. And do you guys have like anything like that, like where you connected with people?
I'm trying to think. I'm sure you have plenty of stories like that.
We had one this weekend. The lady that just had breakfast with us.
Yeah.
So that's
They had a
Donna. That's
They had a
Barrel
funeral,
Racer.
right?
Huh?
They had a funeral yesterday?
Donna?
Or 2 days ago?
2 days ago, yeah. But, the lady that came to the show that I told you guys about last night, that is Barrel Racer.
Barrel Racer, yep.
Donna has been a fan of mine. This is the first time this weekend that her and I have ever shared oxygen together. We've never met. It's always been online interactions, messages back and forth, videos, never touched. She's been following me since 2015 in Snapchat, right? When I first started going live, or I got enough followers on TikTok to go live, she knew, because she had watched my content and stayed around and looked at where I was, she knew that I was homeless. She knew that I didn't have any money, and she would throw money through these TikTok lives to make sure that I ate, to make sure that my dog ate, you know. And she never, ever met me before. Look, I see how emotional I'm getting right now because of how much it meant. And for her to come here and sit here at this special and to be a part of this, and the first time I got to meet her and hang out with her, I don't know how to put feelings like this into words. I don't.
Yeah.
That, you know, that is.
Yeah. Dude, I love them as soon as I met them.
I'm trying to find the words right now. I can't.
I got the perfect word.
Yeah.
Wieners.
Wieners. Fucking.
No, they were so kind. It's like, when you told me about him, I came out and I sat on the stage, and I said, look, you know, I'm the GM here, blah, 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 you know, anything you need is taken care of. And they were just so, just the energy that was coming off of them, you know, because you told me they were special people, so I'm going to help them, you know, with whatever. But it wasn't even that. It was like, they were just so kind and like genuine. They were so fucking genuine. And I was like, I can see what you're saying, just right off the get. And then we had breakfast with them, talking to them out there, you know, sharing pictures. They have connections to your family up here that, you know, you didn't even know about.
No clue. And the funny thing is that, like, I have always known names on screen. I have always known pictures through my phone. I've never met her before.
Yeah.
And everything that she has ever done for me, when I finally met her and I looked at her and I saw her for the very first time, I saw someone that is not rich, that is not well off, that struggles from paycheck to paycheck. And she sacrificed what she had to make sure that I ate. What the fuck? This isn't like this woman had a lot of money. She didn't come from money. She didn't win the lottery. She drives a truck for a living and she supports a family of 8 if you didn't see the pictures that she was showing us.
Yeah, I saw him. Her family was fucking cool.
She feeds all those people and she still took care of me and never fucking shared up 1 second of oxygen with me. This is the part of humanity that I love, and this is the part of what Jacoby's, you asked me earlier about Jacoby's Alliance. This shit right here. No politics, no race, no religion, no fucking bullshit. People helping people, people being there for people because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
There's no morals, there's no laws, there's no anything in this world. If it feels right, do it. If it feels wrong, don't do it.
So that brings me to my next subject, Peggy.
Is that really one of your?
No! She's adjusted.
That was an awkward segue.
Look, let's be real for a second, all right? This weekend's been about sucking dick, eating ass, getting
Oh, wow. The ass on Thursday. Wow.
Ass one.
So much ass on Thursday. I'm renaming Thursdays to ass day.
One of my favorite moments from this weekend, we're driving to we're going to do radio. We're going down by the city building and we look out the window and they both go, "Is that the ass eating guy?"
It's like he was in his shorts walking. Yeah. We're like, oh, he got pegged last night.
God dang it. No, I'm sorry for interrupting you. That's a beautiful moment, a beautiful sentiment, and but I said, like earlier, it's like the people that, it's funny because the group, it reminds me of all of us. Like, it's rowdy as hell, but the thing is, if you go out and you're like, "Hey guys, this is causing disturbance, whatever, you guys gotta chill out," every single one, almost to the man or woman, goes, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." They're a lively bunch, but goddamn, they got hearts of gold. I didn't bump into any person this weekend, except for the open mic. That doesn't count.
Those weren't our people.
Those weren't your people, and I know that. But it's just like, I can totally see it with the Alliance, man. And it's a beautiful thing. You got a beautiful family surround you. Like, you got a beautiful family that takes care of you.
Mhm.
I was telling them earlier, because I've been on this journey with you for a long time.
Yeah.
It
You've seen a lot of people come and go.
come and go, but the ones you've got with you now, man, like they just love you. Like, everything about them is just love. It's very funny. It's amazing.
I've seen the love in all your guys' eyes all weekend.
Yeah, it's there.
It's been a magical thing to kind of watch.
I'm blessed with a very, very good crew of people. I learned something a long time ago. Never quit before the miracle happens. If you think that it's almost fucking over, never quit. Because you think you can't take anymore, and then you think you can't take even more, and then you're like, fuck, really? And then one day, everything just happens. And you may not hit the lottery, you may not have a lot of money, but everything just clicks and makes sense. And you figure out exactly your part in this universe, and you figure out the people that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Like, this is the circle, this is us, and no one else can get here. You know what I mean? Like, we're not accepting new applications. We have everyone that we need, and we don't need anything else. And it's freeing. It's so. I know that my friends can come to me and they're like, "I need something done right now. I will fucking shake the earth to get you what you need right now. I will cancel. I will set my world on fire for you." And they'll do it for me. It's so crazy how many people that we have in the Alliance that will burn their empire to the ground to make sure that you eat tomorrow.
Well, yeah,
It's so weird.
It's the Empire, not. Of course, you're gonna fucking burn because you're the Alliance.
It's the Alliance. We're not the Empire. We are the Alliance. We are.
You're a bit Sithy, though. I mean, come on.
Oh, 100%.
Let's not.
If I had the Force, I'd be dead tomorrow. I'm telling you that right now. I'd be like, this is how this works? I have a toy lightsaber, I can't stop touching it. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest about it.
I can see you having the force, and there's some girl sitting there going, somebody, feels like somebody pinching my nipple.
Yeah.
Just touching my ass.
If I had a girlfriend and a lightsaber, I'd sleep with a lightsaber.
All right, so, segues are like money.
Hey.
I have not.
Segways are on begging.
Maybe. I wish I had it.
It's awkward at
No.
first, and then you like it. Let's go.
So this is one of the things I love talking about is conspiracies, okay?
Oh,
And that's one thing I want to bring up, like every week that we do this, I want to bring up. And the one for this week, and it's one of my favorites to talk about, moon landing, all right? The original moon landing. Real or fake?
look.
Man.
I'll give you a one-word answer, and then I'll explain it. 100% fake. And this is why I know this, okay? My cell phone loses reception when I drive through the New Jersey fucking turnpike. Tell me how. Tell me how. Back then, Lou Armstrong stepped off of that fucking space shuttle onto the earth and said, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Who was holding the camera? Let's talk about that. Who the fuck? And how did you get Wi-Fi before fucking Wi-Fi was invented?
Or Nixon on the phone with him. How's it going up there on the moon?
Are you guys good? Yeah, we're doing fucking DoorDash right now in the 60s. What the fuck? Let's
Do a fucking.
Have we been there? Possibly. Were we there then? No. No. Fuck no.
There's no blast radius on the moon.
No.
That thing landed.
Yeah.
This was the one that always got me. I mean, the absence of the stars, all the other stuff that you can bring up, all the evidence. The thing that bothered me, and like you could have, I guess, explained it with a remote control, but they're taking off in this flimsy ass thing that looks like it's put together with cardboard and tape, and the camera as it's lifting off into space.
When did we had drones back then? That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had drones back then. I didn't know that drones could fly in space where there's no air.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
There's
super
there's-
fun.
Yeah. So
Super
all right.
fun times.
And I mean, Mr. Pedick. I mean, if you're pro, like, no, it's totally real, man. All respect, like to.
No, and what sucks is he basically said what I was gonna say. Like, I've always looked at that too. Like, I'm a millennial. I looked at that. I'm like, he ain't got no Wi-Fi up there. Like, I live in Harrison Township, Michigan. All right, I live in the suburbs of Detroit. I don't get service in my own fucking house. Not even T-Mobile. Like,
There's no way.
they had Verizon back then. Like, Verizon is the only service that really gets you anything.
Well, if you look at the Verizon map from
Do you
1960,
remember the late
moon is
80s
red.
when the first cell
Yeah.
phones came out? That they were a bag that you held over. Remember the satchel?
The satchel
cell
they
phone,
held
man?
right here, yeah, dude.
That was in the 80s. We're talking about the 50s. What the fuck?
Well, there's all kinds.
There's
of
no
shit.
antenna on his fucking camera.
They've lied to us for years. Here's one that'll fucking blow your mind. All right, 19.
That was on national television too, right? That was all live.
It was all
Everything. Oh,
live.
live.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so check this fact out. 1927, all right, Universal Studios had a picture-perfect, line-to-line perfect map of the globe, all right? NASA didn't exist until 1958.
How the fuck did that happen?
How the fuck did they get
How did that happen?
that high up? Because planes could not get that high up to get that accurate of land, right? So how the fuck did they have a practical that they made that sat there and spun before the picture started, right? Like, it's just little stuff like that. And you can explain a ton of stuff away, but there's only so many things that you can explain away. And I told this to you last night when we were talking about this. Anybody that talks about conspiracy theory, ask them about the Gulf of Tonkin incident. You know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that is? Gulf of Tonkin was a false flag, admitted false flag operation that got us into the Vietnam War. We lost thousands of American lives because they lied about it. The Secretary of Defense said our battleship did not get attacked in the Gulf of Tonkin, and that's what started the war. They lied about it. We lost lives to get us into a war. Fucking lies. So whenever somebody says our government wouldn't do that, you're nuts.
I can tell you exactly how all this happened. You ever heard of the 7 chimpanzees in New Jersey? Have you ever heard the story? The 7 chimpanzees and the bananas in the ladder.
Yes, I know the story.
You know the story?
Do you know the story?
You know the story.
It's a good story.
So, this is an actual thing that happened. There was a zoo in New Jersey that had 7 chimpanzees in an exhibit, right?
Okay.
They would put all those in there and they would give bananas to everyone. There was food, there was water, there was everything they ever fucking wanted. In the center of the exhibit, they put a ladder, and that ladder went all the way up. And there was one banana hanging up there. The first chimpanzee ran up there, grabbed the banana, the fire extinguishers went off, and all the other chimpanzees got sprayed with water. This process repeated, right? The second one got up there, they figured out those 7 chimps knew not to go up there and eat that one banana, but they could eat the rest of them. As time passed, they would go in there and they would take one chimp out of the equation and replace it with a new chimp that never walked up that ladder because the other ones told him not to do that because that's a punishment. You can have pleasure, don't go up there. Eventually, they replaced every one of the chimpanzees out of that exhibit that never walked up that ladder. But that ladder stayed there, and it got to the point where all of these chimps never went up that ladder because they were told by the previous ones not to do that. But they never knew what the punishment was because they never experienced it. They basically trained them, the first 7, to train the rest of them not to do that. None of them knew what the consequence was for going up there. They just told the future ones. Remember the things that your grandparents taught you? You remember the things that your parents taught you that are instilled in your brain and you have no idea why? It's exactly how that happens. Politics.
Yeah.
Science.
God, that was a great call.
That one worked in that show. Science. That guy was great. But the 7 chimpanzees in New Jersey means that you can program anything. And if you don't believe me, as a human being, I'm going to tell you that I was programmed in the Army. I went through basic training, and I can take an entire room of people. You know that you are 9 meals away from anarchy. I can take 9 meals from you and make you do whatever the fuck I want to. I can reprogram you, I can change your name, I can change your beliefs in 9 meals. Hunger is a thing. So if you think about 9 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, in 3 days, I can take food away from you, and after the 3rd day, for you to get a bite of food, you will do whatever the fuck I say. And that's how that works.
Yeah. Science. Well, I love this positive note that we've come to in today. But we do have to wrap up. So, but I did want to kind of, first guys, fucking thank you so much for the weekend, for this, for everything. You guys are both my friends, you know, obviously my brother, you know, love you guys. But I want to talk about this, and then we'll get out of here. I saw something on, now what was the board that you had up, what was it called?
A Vestaboard.
Vestaboard, okay. Badass piece of equipment, people check them out.
They're sponsoring us.
Yeah. Well,
Shout out to Vestaboard.
yeah, no shit, fucking cool as shit. But there was something I saw last night, and I mean, I almost cried. And when I told Jen about it, she almost cried. I didn't know you were doing that at the end. And
The For You month.
that got me, dude. And I thought maybe we could share some stories about Mom, and then.
Oh, yeah.
But because it's you, if you let me go first, so we can end on your favorite story.
Yeah, I know which one you're going to, but yeah. I might cry. But go ahead.
Well, so, what's your favorite story? 'Cause I want to tell the cornfield, or.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is one of my most favorite memories in the entire world. It really is. It is up there in my top, even mixed in with like my mom and dad memories. So Jacoby and I, as he said, we've been rolling for a long time, and we.
Yeah. If you're going to tell the story, I have to take a drink.
You know, we'll take, actually, while he's getting this all wrapped up, so next week we're going to have, Dave Dugan is going to be on the podcast. Dave is an amazing headliner, and I'm so honored that he is actually going to be here in the club where I'm the GM,
I'm about to go to the fucking
because
hospital.
he actually helped get my comedy career started. And I'll talk about this next week. Dave, when I was just emceeing at the club at Crackers, came in to the sound booth where I was sitting, and the general manager of the club, Sandy DePerna, who used to be the manager for Bill Hicks and Sam Kinison, and so she was a fucking judgmental lady.
Oh,
I love Sandy. He came in and he knew what he was doing. He comes in and he goes, "Oh, hey, Sean, you know that show you emceed for me out in Columbus? You killed it." He looks at Sandy and goes, "He killed it. You should work it." That next week, I was down in Lafayette, Indiana doing kazoos, opening up, and that's when I started going around the Midwest for Crackers, where they were at booking shows outside.
Yeah.
And then I started working all over the country because of Dave Dugan. I fucking love that dude.
He's a good guy.
Very good.
Love it.
So yeah, we'll have him next week, and Brad Miller will be here as well. And,
Brad Miller, fuck man, I haven't heard that name in a while. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brad's good too. I love Brad.
Class all the way, very entertaining guy. So that's next week. So, but I'll talk about stories of mom. So
my mother, yeah.
yeah, his mother. She adopted me.
Yeah.
So when I say mom, it's his mom, but our mom.
Our mom.
So we got invited to be in an indie film called Hell Walks the Earth, right?
Yeah.
And it was by these filmographers, film directors.
It was our third film that you've never heard of.
Yes. But what was funny is these two motherfuckers look like chubby Wayne and Garth. What the fuck was that?
Was that the ghost?
That was the ghost.
There's like a lot of things happening in this building. Am I the only one that's hearing shit?
No.
But I've been hearing shit up in the room too, yeah.
Yeah, so this building is haunted, by the way. Anybody that comes here, it is haunted as fuck. So
I've heard a lot of things since
okay, so
I have never felt alone in this room, like up there.
Yeah.
Blair.
Huh?
Blair fell.
Flare?
Blair. Okay,
That fell off the wall?
that was already off the walls. Somebody must have come down here and put it back up. No, just will you put it on the merch case?
Set it up.
Yeah, just sit up there for now.
They're setting a sign saying he's next.
Wow.
That is like crazy.
What?
You have to go there.
This building is haunted as fuck. Like, actually, I'm using a quick story.
I'm glad this is on camera right now.
Yeah, I've got a picture over here that the owners had made very graciously.
I love that. by the way.
And, well, one of my very good road buddies, Davin Rosenblatt, which his picture's over there now, they had it up here because they thought it'd be hilarious if I was looking up at my good buddy Davin like, I love you. And I kept telling him, please don't do that, because when he's here, he's going to make fun of it, and I'll never hear the end of it from that little bastard. You know? I love Davin, that's my brother, but god dang it, it was like, please don't do that, he's a comic. And I kept saying it, and they just kept putting it up there, but my buddy, the ghost here, his photo kept getting pushed onto the ground, and pushed on the ground. She was like, I put all this stuff on it, it's staying. That's perfect. It's exactly where it needs to be. And I just went, God dang it. And as soon as she said that, it's like somebody went behind it and went, fuck no. And it laid his face down, and she never put it up there again. So whoever the ghosties are in here, they're my buddies.
Yeah, they like you. They
fan.
apparently like you.
So, all right. So they look like a chubby Wayne and Garth, these two directors. And
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
at a show that we were at, and they're like, we're having a zombie movie. You guys would be perfect. Right? So they give us the location. We drive out. Now, I grew up in the
Remember how we got that gig? It was Hey Chaw's.
Yeah, I know HOS.
I think that Hey Chaw's was a black bar that I bartended at, that you and I used to do comedy at, and my mom would come up. We were the only white boys, 38th and Hawthorne.
Post. No,
Third-
Post.
38th and Post and Indy.
Yeah, I know. That was my first Ito.
Yeah. This guy booked us from that venue. That's how this started. Yeah, that's a very important part of the story.
Yeah.
It came from holy shit, we're gonna get shot. We're in a movie. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
But so and I grew up in the middle of 4 cornfields and in the country. I'm talking deep country. Now, not backwoods West Virginia country, but pretty fucking country. And when we were driving out to the location that they gave us, Jake and I were both looking at each other like, where the fuck? Like, this was getting weird. And we finally get to the house, and I mean, there's just nothing but corn everywhere.
Texas Chainsaw
It's a massacre.
Yeah.
Yes. But it ended up being a pretty nice place, and the directors, they had all the film equipment and everything, and Jacoby's mom came with us just to watch. And the directors were so cool about it. They're like, man, everybody can be in this. You guys can be extras. You know, Mom, you want to be an extra?
I had my daughter and my mother
Yes.
with me, Michaela and Mom were there.
Yeah, and-
my mother's name's Mary.
Yeah, Mary was with us, Michaela was with us, and it was super cool because they were like, just we'll make it extra zombies in a thing, and like with full prosthetics and everything.
No, they had like, yeah, they did us up.
Yeah.
I had they
Yeah,
took
yeah,
my
the
arm
bone
in,
from under your
and they stuck it up inside of my shirt. I mean, back in the day, I could move my arm
Like
look
flatten it.
like flat, and they put like styrofoam, and this guy like carved out a bone and glued it. It was my daughter, Michaela, looked amazing.
Yeah.
Mom looked amazing, but
amazingly funny because the prosthetics that they had for Mom, for Mary, they had, Quark from Deep Space Nine, they had like those ears, and that's all they had, so they put them on the side of her head.
we're in the middle of the heat.
It's like 100
Up
degrees
in
out.
August in Indiana in a cornfield, right? So they use corn syrup for blood, which attracts bugs.
And
And they eat. And the fucking ears they put on Mom, the glue, she had hair like back here, so it didn't stick. So when she moved, it went like that.
So there were a couple scenes that we were in. I had one where I had to I was the main zombie in the cornfield, number 1.
Yeah.
I come out of the field, the fucking main actress who said, oh, I know how to throw a stage punch. I said, are you sure?
Punched you.
I said, are you sure? I said, because we can practice it. No, I got this. I take Thai bow. Okay. So I come out of the field, she runs, sees me, and she shuffles her feet like Muhammad Ali. I look down and just, in my brain, very quickly went, oh fuck. And she, whack, jacked me right in my upper lip, and I just went, oh. I fell back. I hear, cut. I open my eyes. Wayne and Chubby Garth are standing over me. They go, are you okay? I went, yeah. They go, do you want to shoot it again? I go, no. So then the final big scene, the massive scene at the end, was out on the road, out of the cornfield. She runs out of the cornfield. The sheriff pulls up with a car. She jumps in the car.
Have you ever seen this cut of this movie?
No, I haven't. I wish I had.
You know, it was a family video. I used to have the DVD of this. I don't possess it anymore.
Oh,
but yeah,
no.
I've seen it.
Okay, so
We're in the movie for 17 seconds.
all this for 17 seconds. So so the main part is the zombies are the extras are supposed to surround the car. They're supposed to drive off, guns ablazing.
It's the credits roll. Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's a one long road, cornfield on both sides. They swarm and they drive off, and then I got ran over.
Yes, he was the main zombie of all the fucking zombies, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
I bet like 4 people.
He was like,
I was like that.
out, he was covered in blood. He's got the thing, and he's doing this. I mean, the dude can act, all right. So if you're,
It was good.
Okay, but here's the thing.
It never saw the light of day.
Outside of all of this, all his stuff, the kids, his mom, Mary, had the like this, all right? Wayne goes, when they're supposed to swarm the car, goes, action! They all start swarming the car now, zombies. We're not talking like War Z zombies where they run and they're intelligent shit. They wanted
the whole,
Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Everybody starts doing that. Mom goes running at the car and she booga booga booga.
She said, boogie boogie boogie, boogie boogie, boogie 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 boogie. And the fucking crew cracks up. The actor cracks. The director's like, cut. And we're crying laughing. And Mom's like, what?
But then the director goes, zombies don't go boogie, 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 boogie. They don't? No! They go, ugh. So they reset positions, the car backs up, right? Because you have to set everything again. You got it this time, Miss Ray? Yes, I got it, no problem. All right, everybody positioned. Yeah. Action! Cut!
She couldn't get it fucking right. This went on like fucking 30 takes.
30 fucking takes and finally.
And then the director comes to me and he goes, look, I know that's your mom.
She's gotta go.
She has to.
She just couldn't do it. It didn't matter how many times he told her, like, look, literally just walk.
He goes, stand in the back. She was okay. And she stands in the back and everybody like parted like the Red Sea and she like you couldn't. This is the funniest fucking thing.
But you gotta imagine the whole time the ears are going,
The ears, her makeup's fucked. We're covered in flies and corn syrup. It's 110 degrees in a cornfield, and no one can stop laughing because every time he says action, my mom goes, you can't write this.
No.
Even Michaela was like, Grandma, shut the fuck up.
she was like this tall. She was like, Grandma, no. You can't do the oogie boogies.
And the whole time, I was like, Mom, what are you doing? She's like, I'm having fun.
It's like, so are we, but we've got a job to do, Mom.
She didn't give a shit. Mom, that was my mom. She didn't give a fuck where we were. We were having fun the whole time. And my mother taught me we always put the fun in funeral. And she sure as hell did.
Oh, man.
I fucking miss her so much. She is such a riot. And everybody's like, where do you get your sense of humor? Mom.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Pop. Everybody loves Pop. Pop's genuine. But Pop is very quiet.
Yep.
I am not like my father. I am 100% like my mother.
I'll tell you what, dude, I'm not going to tell a story because once you get your story, we'll get out of here. But the night of the fight, almost,
What was the fight?
when we were on 10th Street, we had that really nice house, and we thought
Oh.
our ex was coming over, and we're standing at the door like you had a hammer and I had a knife, and we're just like, we're going to die now.
They're across the Pleasant Run Golf Course. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
the place. Yeah.
There's 10 more jumping out, and there's 10 more, and we looked at each other. And
They're like-
long story short, we're just like, okay, dude,
This is our Spartan moment. We're gonna die right here.
I mean, we are literally in like a $500,000 home that we were both paying rent on. That he had one half, I had the other half.
The fireplace. I miss it.
I miss that place, dude. But dude, like so here's the story. So he had an ex who was psycho. I'm talking. Actually, let's.
No, look, there's a long list of them. Okay.
Yes, but this one topped them all. Whether it's the kicking the door in at the Mecca's house, or jumping out of a window onto a car, or the stabbing around the door because she couldn't get in
The
the
one
room.
that stabbed me. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but she was, I'm not gonna name names, but she was a
Legally, you can't.
right bartender at a place at a place where
served alcohol once.
and there were bikers there. That's all I'm going to say about it. But and we knew some of these bikers, and they were friends of ours, but they were way more friends of hers. And so she was like, "I'm coming over to kick your ass. I'm going to take my stuff." And it's snowing out. It's a fucking blizzard. It's Christmas. Jake and I are in the house. She's threatened to come over, and we're just like, and she's like,
I know you guys are doing fucking stupid shit.
And so
we're sitting there playing. Was it the fucking game?
Champions. We're playing
Champions.
Champions.
We're playing video games. She's like, I know you're fucking. I'm like,
and I'm gonna come over.
That's when I had my wisdom teeth taken out. Remember, I was all fucked up on pain pills.
And it's a blizzard out, and it's a blizzard, so we're just chilling out playing video games all night. And it's like, I'm coming over and bringing people and everything. Mom was with us, and all
My
of a
mother
sudden,
didn't play.
And all of a sudden it's like, they're here. We had no weapons in the house, not a one, no guns, nothing. I went down in the basement real quick to find like an axe handle, something. There was nothing but one goddamn washing machine. Jake was like, don't run off. I'm like, I'm down there going, I'm fucking not, there's nothing. I'm looking at laugh on the window going, okay. So I run back upstairs. His mom is looking through the bleachers. There's a box truck. Fuck. 10 guys just jumped out of the back. We're just looking at, we're like digging through the junk drawers in the kitchen to find stuff. He finds a hammer, and I had a knife, and for some reason we switched. I remember these things. He goes down.
Did you ever watch Game of Thrones? Yeah. Do you remember that scene where Jon Snow is facing an entire fucking army?
Yeah.
And he just draws his sword and he's like, yes, that was that moment. And we had like a spatula and a fucking egg beater. You know, we were like, here we go.
He's down at this door. I'm in front of the French door. I'm literally standing there like this, like, this is how I die.
Yeah,
I remember
this is
thinking
it.
that, and she was like, there's 10 more, and there's 10 more. They were like, she counted off like 40, 50 guys, and I'm like, how many guys do you need to beat the fuck out of 2 guys? Like, I'm tough,
They
but
brought an army
Jesus.
to fuck with us.
Right, so we're just waiting there. She's like, there's millions of them. Just like all this hyperbole floating all over the place. And then finally, fucking Mark, Chaplin,
Oh my god.
the gentleman that worked at the place,
Uh-huh.
who was our good friend actually, with his girlfriend, come up and meekly knock on the door in front of Jake. And he's standing there like, oh, let's fucking do this, fucking do this. And Mark's like,
Yeah, we were ready to go.
Yeah,
Sean and I were like, we're dying right
yeah,
here.
Yeah, and I had a stool too. That's right, because I had the stool too. So I'm just sitting there. I'm like ready. I'm like, who the fuck are you? And they knock on the door. They're like, we're here to pick up Don's stuff.
We're here to pick up her stuff.
Her stuff.
Her stuff.
I can cut that out.
I understand.
Yes.
We're not allowed to say her name.
They knock on the door. They go, we're here to pick up her stuff. And we're just like, fuck, who the fuck? And they were just like, it's just us. What? Yeah, it's just us. She's out in the cab of the thing. You don't have anybody with you?
No.
No, it's just us. It was just the 3 of us. And we're standing there, and we turned and looked at Mom, and we're like, what the fuck?
Mom, like we were ready to die right here. And you, like, there's 7 guys out there. There's 7 guys, and 2 of them are directing traffic, Mom. What the hell? That was Mom, though.
Yep, 100%.
We were on a Lord of the Rings movie, ready to fight and die.
Yeah.
And she's like, there's this, there's that. We're like, what the fuck?
They brought out a trebuchet. What?
That was my mother.
Okay, I'm sorry, because I know you have a story, but it's just, bringing it up, it's like, holy cow, dude. But please,
What story was I supposed to tell?
whatever one, like, if you have a story about Mom, your mom. Like,
My favorite story of my
Yeah, if
mom?
you got a favorite story of your mom, bring up. Because that for you, Mom thing, man, that punched me right in the chest, dude.
I know. She was here.
Please, 100%.
But I'm going to say something, and I know that we've never even had this conversation. How many times this weekend did you walk the crowd and you got a whiff of Chanel No. 5? I know. It's the echoes that kill us. My favorite story of my mom. I don't know about it, but there's so many.
I know.
So many. The zombie one goes down in history. Probably here's probably my favorite. It was right when I found out that Melissa was pregnant with Michaela, my daughter. Right? I didn't know that I was going to be a father. She was pregnant for 6 months before she came to me and told me. So I had like no time to prepare at all. Hey, you're going to be a dad. And at that time I was slinging lots of drugs. I was living a very bad life with me and my brother. And we were doing crazy, crazy things. So I called my mom and I said, hey, that girl Melissa that I was talking to, she's pregnant. And apparently she's been pregnant for 6 months. There's no going back. I can't get her to have an abortion. She's like, you don't need to be a father right now. You're too stupid. Mother's words.
No, I 100% believe it.
And I was like, I don't know what to do. And she goes, how pregnant is she? And I said, like 6 months is what she's saying. Mom, like, looks like a beer gut. And she goes, well, we can't fix that with a coat hanger, so apparently we're gonna have to hit this bitch with a truck.
Are you sure you didn't say that?
She said that for a Grandma Reagan or something. And Grandma was like, hey, I know some people with a truck.
And that's how two men in a truck got started.
That's one of my favorite. The funniest, and then when Michaela was born, Mom was the first one there. She held Michaela before I did. She was there when Anthony was born, and I was overseas. I was deployed at the time. I didn't see Anthony's birth. I didn't see Kylie's birth. But Mom was there, and it's weird now that those kids are now grown up and are now having kids, and Mom's not here to see this. Because, like, can you imagine my mother with these grandkids right now? Oh my God. Especially if they're all mixed, we're all fucking crazy. Mom is like, I'm here for this. That was 100% Mom.
Oh yeah, dude.
We got black kids? Let's go get watermelon and chicken and tell white people to fuck off. That was my mom.
Yeah.
You know that, like she's like, I'm here for this. This is I know she's here, and I feel that she's still here, and I just wish I had one more fucking 5-minute session. I miss Jeremy, I miss Mom. It's cool that I still have people like you in this world that remember what I like to call the old me.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and this is something I've learned with my parents passing and Mom, and now I've got a close friend that he's about to shed the mortal coil, and I told you about the other day. I have learned very much too, because I always used to be like very anxious about stuff. Like I have anxiety. If this is on the back of my tombstone, it would be present, because I never used to, man. It was like, if you live in the past, that's depression. If you live in the future, that's anxiety. And when I heard that, it's not even my own thought. It was like, but that's what I always do. And so now when I have conversations, when I look at you, like I'm there. I'm in that moment, because I realized very quickly in a short 2-year period, anybody can go at any time. And then you have those moments you were like, I wish, like my dad.
100%.
I wish I had 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
And dude, I do wish that you had Mom back for 5 minutes to just hug those grandkids and look at you and tell you, I'm fucking proud of you. Right? I'm glad you still got moms and dads. I met them, they're good people. That's cool shit. Because I met them the first night. He and I saw fucking aliens and shit together, so we have our own history.
You guys did butt stuff without me?
No, we did it with you. You were, as you would say, highest giraffe pussy.
Facts. No facts.
No, dude, seriously, the first night I did stand up with this dude, we were hanging out after the show, and we're talking with Reed Ledbetter. We're just having like this great time after the show. Yeah, hey, come around here. Please come around here.
This is my boo.
Guys, this is one of the best people. I'm so glad that Jacoby brought this person into my life. This is Boo, all right? His PA and a godsend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's PA, but it's Boo. It's if I ever need anything, she knows. And
Yeah,
I love you,
PA.
Boo.
Love your face.
Publicly awesome.
Look, I'm gonna say something, Sean. If you don't go anywhere, I'm gonna say something, and it's gonna fucking make you go, holy shit. It's Mom. Holy shit. I know. Everything that Mom used to do for us.
Yeah.
And she just showed up one day, and I went, hey.
just showed up one day and went, hey, man.
Yeah, yep.
So-
Everything that she did, like, if I date someone, she's gonna beat her ass. If I need something, she's here. If I look at her and I say, hey, I need something, she has it in her hand already. It's, yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, I know it's a tender moment, but
I need you to
obviously.
stop making me cry today.
Well, I'm gonna, it's podcasts.
Can I do a waiter?
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Thank you. But, so no, we're working together, right? He brings me up to Detroit, we do the show, and it was like one of those terrible, awesome fucking gigs that you just love, but you have all these, it's like a hell gig thing.
Yeah.
And we get done, and we're sitting around, we're just rapping afterwards, everybody likes everybody, you know, and everybody's new to everybody, but it's one of those ones where everybody likes each other right away.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this dude, well, you tell it better than I do, fucking what happened up there with the guy.
Yeah, we're just sitting outside, because the thing with that show was, the show was dog shit. It was always dog shit. I could never get it to be a good show. But the hang afterwards, we close the bar down every single month. So we're all outside, we're all enjoying the weather and everything like that, because it's on the water. And we're talking with Bree, and then next thing you know, this dude just comes up and goes, "Is that Santa Claus?" And we look up, and there's like just 20 white dots in the sky right behind each other. And we all looked at him, and we're like,
Santa Claus.
yeah, and like we just looked at him, we're like, drugs are cool. Anyways, and they're like, yeah, he goes to that show. And he's like, no, really, is that Santa Claus? And we look up, and there's 20 fucking dots in the sky. And then the next thing you know, there's like fucking 50 people out there recording it, and like everyone's like, is this the end of the world? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I just remember being like, this better not be my last side. Like,
Typical fucking comment. I did not go out on the left. Fuck the apocalypse gods, you go back up there.
Open mic is on Monday.
The fucking four horsemen are like, no, back it up, guys. Back it up.
the comic didn't do good.
Oh shit! Dude, it was so funny because like he's not bullshitting any of it. The dude when he was like that, we literally were just like, cause he looked like just some dude. I don't know if he knew him, but he just wandered off the street and was like, hey everybody, how you doing? And he said, and we literally just
He's like
dismissed
smoking
it.
a cigarette, looking up at the sky like this.
Yeah, yes.
They're like, is that Santa Claus? And we're like, all right.
Oh my god! But it wasn't.
This is the people that are pro.
Yeah. I remember I got fingers up the ass for that 12th one. So,
My Wi-Fi went up, but my fucking self-esteem went down.
They all laughed as they did it.
Oh my god. Oh, you
They
guys
said
are
that's
fucking
smaller than
library
most.
Jesus. Alright. Guys.
What a good time. What a good time. What a great fucking week.
It was a great weekend. But the thing is, it's not the end though. That's the thing. This is just like, we're putting
We're just getting started.
on tomorrow. Yeah, well, so tomorrow, like at the end of every one of these weeks, the comics stay through. We go to play a Snell car called 5 Star Dive Bar, and the owner out there is Jason. He's a great fucking dude.
Yeah, that's our next one.
Yeah, and it is like an entertainment hall. I don't know quite how to explain it.
Chris was trying to talk to us about it last night. Or, I'm sorry, Chris, Brian.
Yeah.
Sorry. So many names.
Yeah, the
So
MC
many
this week,
fucking
Brian
cities.
Wells, fucking killed
Dude,
this week.
Brian. So,
He's, yeah.
he needs to get it on this podcast.
Brian, a handsome gay man. I'm
Very
gonna tell
handsome.
you that right now. I'm not gay, but if I was on that team, I'd totally take one.
I'm
You know
not
what I
gay
mean?
and it's still up in the air.
Yeah, well, he's engaged. He's not there yet. But he was fucking great, and
It's crazy he's only been doing it for a year.
that's the thing. That I was sitting back in the green room with him, and I asked, I said, "How long have you been doing comedy?" He's like, "I'm in my first year," and I went, "What?" He is so comfortable on stage.
Yeah.
He has such a good stage.
Man, he
presence.
knows how to
You do
host.
too. You do too. You have a great
Well,
stage
he took
presence. I
our-
told you. It's
yeah.
like you guys walked out. This was like the perfect. I can't.
I told you I was going to.
I know, and I told you I trusted you on this, and this is why I trusted you on this. The setup of how we did this week was just, I couldn't have paid for a better blowjob. You know what I mean? Like this was 100% exactly what I wanted, and you made it come true. And I love you, and I respect you, and I'm so grateful. And thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for Brian for being a part of it. This club, everything. I can't tell you how grateful I am.
Well,
Great.
it's not over just yet. Before we close out, you are each going to get a complimentary smoke detector. If you want to know what that's about, you're going to have to buy his special.
Yeah! You're gonna have to see that.
I was gonna say in the beginning when you're like, what do you think of the club? You're like, great, except for the fucking smoke detectors.
Great place. You have way too many smoke detectors in this motherfucker.
Alright, so.
We farted and the fucking fire department showed up.
Your smoke detectors are more sensitive than a BLM activist.
How the hell is that? Oh, wow.
Well, that's the last of the Sean Shank Redemption podcast. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna voice over that part. As sensitive as any recognizable person who has umbrage with somebody in society. That's what's gonna be over that part that you just fucking sit here and we're all gonna be laughing.
He just found his closing joke. Like, yeah, right there, that's it. He just did it.
You know, fuck, I'm not cutting that out because that was funny.
Yeah, that's great.
That's all, folks.
Okay, goodbye.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
How dare you? This is an '84 Honda. How dare
Fuck, I don't even know how to, like, that's a great reference. Holy
What is
shit.
that again?
For Employee of the Month.
Yeah.
Yep.
Danny Cook was a great fucking flick, man. And Zach was amazing. The guy that played the antagonist. Fucking brilliant, man.
Oh my God.
I love that.
We could do this all day.
I know, and we got to go. All right, so that's the Sean Shank Redemption podcast, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much to Jukebox Ginger. Subscribe to JG's Lounge. He'll hook it up, dude. He will interview crazy people like Wee Man, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. You name it. Dude, it's like, people that you know, he gets on his podcast, and he's great to talk to. And he hook you guys up because you're going to have a fucking blast with him. You know what he does? He picks a bunch of like crazy, and you too, picks a bunch of crazy news things from around the world and doesn't tell you what it is because he wants it to be organic. And then he just goes, here's this thing, and you're fucking laughing and go, well. So, it's a lot of fun. You guys have, so subscribe to me. Check me out on all social media things. And what's your social media stuff?
Jacoby Ray at OnlyFans.com. I sell feet pictures, is what I know. You can Google just my name. Just Google it. You'll find everything you need to see. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, everything.
All the stuff.
Under at Justin Pedick. Last name spelled P-E-Dick.
Listen, before you get out of here, we have to share the fact that it's a great weekend, but his name was mispronounced
The whole fucking weekend. You know what? The last show he said Pedick, and I walked out and shook his hand and said, about fucking time.
It was just fucking great to hear a gay man go, give it up for Justin Pedick. Every time you're back, you're like, hey, fuck it up again.
Yeah, I'm like, at this point, I was just convinced it was his accent.
He goes, he fucked up my name, and I was like, he's gay, and your name says Dick.
Every time he announced him, he went. No, Brian's fucking amazing. So wait, I know we got the 5-star tomorrow, but what's your next thing?
I'm going to the Laugh Lounge in Miami next week.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm doing that, and then we have this Netflix thing, and then I come back home and I'm going to Washington D.C. for Exotica, and then I have to talk to my agent of agents to figure out where the next thing is. I quit looking at my schedule because it's fucking insane. Ask them.
Oh, I'm fully aware, brother.
I have no idea.
MSH stuff, that's keeping you busy.
Yeah.
MeSoHorny.com, right?
ms@meatsohorny.com if you want to check out our barbecue sauces, our cold smoked sauce, all our stuff. Meat So Horny is the end game of our. It's so weird that we have our fingers into everything, including your daughters. So.
So, Justin, where are you next week? God damn it. There's so many moments where like, edit. You got to edit.
Yeah.
No, it's
That one's for you. Yeah, meatsohorny.com, barbecue sauces, cold smoked sauce, hot sauces, and we do jokes, and we tell you, meat so horny, we'll get you giggling with the name, but we'll keep you coming with the flavor. Please click on the link in the website, check it out. If we know you know how to cook, we just want to make your food better. Do that.